Hi you guys. So I didn't give you any warning that I was going to do this live training, but I have a minute, so I wanted to jump on and kind of walk you through a sample of my finance tracker that I use every week. So I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you guys my screen. I couldn't figure out how to do it any other way. But I know some of you are still trying to pay off your initial investment / credit cards and not quite sure how to catch your breath with your finances. So I've also been thinking a lot about this the last couple months, and I realized some mistakes I was making. So I wanted to show you how I'm doing it, and hopefully it will give you a little template that you can use too. So I actually made a template of my tracker in Excel, and I will paste it in the comments below. So I'll just kind of walk you through it. Let me flip the screen around. Okay, so here's my tracker. I've been doing it for the last 4 weeks. So I will walk piece by piece through it. So what I do is every Wednesday, I go into my business checking account and I tally up how many deposits Lularoe has made. So before I was making this, I'll talk this way for a second. Before I was calculating my sales on how much I was invoicing people. Hi Stephanie. But now I've been calculating my income based on what's actually deposited. So I do have to wait basically a week to put my numbers in, but it's much more realistic, right? It's what I'm actually making, not what I'm projecting I'm going to make. So that was tip number 1 for me, is separate out the tax and the processing that Lularoe keeps. I'm only keeping track of the money that's actually deposited in my account. So that's what this number is here, net sales minus tax and processing. So each week on like the 18th or whatever, the 25th, the 2nd, the 9th, I type this in. Then I go through and look at, so my shipping goes to my credit card. So I have this column over here. That week I spent $260 on shipping. By the way, I also figured out how to make my shipping a lot cheaper. So this was before I figured it out. So my shipping is kind of whatever. Okay, so I spent $260 on shipping that week. So my next column here is B2 minus I2. So it's my total input money minus my shipping costs. So this is actually the amount of money that I brought in based on my sales. So before I was including my shipping in all of this, but the shipping is really just a pass-through, right? So it comes in, I pretty much charge exactly what I pay for it. It comes in and it goes out. So I want to separate that out from what I'm working with here. So I know Danielle has our team doing a pretty much like a 50% reinvest, save 10%, keep 10% for expenses, and 30% profit. But I've broken it down a little bit differently. So you can always edit this as you want, but I find that this makes me feel the most comfortable. So I'm reinvesting actually only 45%, and I feel like that gives me a little bit more wiggle room out here, and it still makes me feel, I mean, I'm still getting a lot out of it. So I have my reinvest as 45%. So here I have the formula here. So it's C2 times 0.45. So 45% of what I have to work with goes towards reinvesting. Next, I know they say save 10%, but I get a little bit nervous about that too, so I'm just saving 15%. So when I put my money in that week, I go through, I say what I brought in, and I'll transfer $224.80 directly to my savings account right then. So I do this once a week. So I'm saving 15%. Next, I am saving about 10% for expenses. Somebody just made a sad face. Maybe that's based on the amount you have to save for taxes. I don't know why. But so expenses, I save 10% for expenses. So this is something that really I have some wiggle room in, and I need to make sure I'm keeping my expenses within that amount. But this is what I'll be keeping in my account that week for things like subscription services, packaging, that kind of stuff. So next I'm considering 20% profit. And so this is, I write myself a check each week, and I put it into my into my personal account. Excuse me. So that week I had $300 profit pretty much. So I go ahead and write myself a check because my two bank accounts don't talk to each other. So that's my favorite part of the whole week, right? Writing myself a check. So I pocket that. And then right now I'm still working on paying off my credit card. So I'm saving 10%, 10% each week to pay off my credit card. So then that, of course, is on top of things that I am, like if you're, for example, are placing your Lularoe orders on your credit card, that needs to come out of this money that you have allocated for that there. So this would be extra. This is going towards like past purchases that I'm slowly chipping away at. And then shipping, like I said, goes towards shipping, and it's different each week. Then I also am keeping track of the amount that I've ordered. And so like, for example, if you look at this week, you'll see that I kind of messed up because I only had $595 to reinvest, but I got so excited by those Christmas leggings that I spent almost $1,300 each. So that's something that I need to allocate for with either my profit credit card or something like that. So I kind of had an issue there. So the next week I had $1,300 to reinvest, but I really only reinvested $884. So I'm kind of trying to climb out of that little hole I put myself in 2 weeks ago. So anyways, so then let's say that, so usually on Wednesday I would do this again. So let's pretend like it's Wednesday. I'm not going to type the date in because I only have one hand and it's hard to do. But so let's say it's Wednesday. I'll look at my bank account. Let's say I brought in $2,500 total. And so what I do now is I just highlight this and then I drag it all down and it calculates it for me because the formula is already in there. Sweet. So, but let's say I got to go look at my shipping. Let's say I spent $200 on shipping. Do that and it recalculates it all for me. Sweet. Okay, so I brought in $2,500. 200 of that went to shipping, so I actually have $2,300 to work with. And so now I know I'm going to place an order that day of about $1,000, $1,035. I'm going to put $345 towards my savings, and that'll be saved for my taxes. I'm going to make sure my expenses are in line with about $230 that week. It's kind of a lot, right? I'm probably not going to spend $230 on expenses, but it's still just giving me a little bit of padding in my bank account so that I'm not accidentally overdrawing. I'm going to write myself a check for $460, and I'm going to pay $230 toward my credit card, which feels really good. And so then I will also track here how much I ordered. And that's pretty much how I do it. So I think I shared a webinar in here earlier about from this like BFF course, Best Finances Forever course. And I've been really learning a lot from that lady. Her name's Andy Smiles. And she actually, I might bring her in to do a webinar with maybe one of the groups above ours, just so that we can get more people in it. But she has really great advice too, so keep an eye out for that. But I just wanted to jump in and explain how I've been tracking my finances to you guys. And so I'll post this. I have like a tickle in my throat. I'll post this spreadsheet here and you guys can edit it, but I think it should be pretty helpful for you. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions. I hope it's helpful. Okay, bye.